Most Excel users format their tables manually. They add the borders, they copy the formatting, and they drag the formats down. And every time new data is added, they have to do it again and again. But Excel can do this automatically. In this video, I will show you how to make borders appear automatically whenever any new row is added in the data. And it will disappear also as soon as the row is empty. No VBA, no macro, just one conditional formatting formula. Let's say you are maintaining a report tracker or an attendance sheet or a sales file or any other table where new rows keep getting added. The problem is not the data, the problem is that your formatting doesn't grow with the data. So your table starts looking incomplete, some rows have borders, some rows do not have borders, and suddenly a simple report starts looking unprofessional. This is exactly where formula-based conditional formatting becomes powerful. Let's get started and learn how to fix this. Okay, now let's try to do something which majority of the people are not doing. You might have seen this kind of data and you then apply a formatting, something like I am applying borders, and then you go for a new month and then you again apply the formatting on that additional row. You again apply, or you might have seen some people, they are having extra formatting applied. They are having extra formatting applied, although they don't need it right away. Now, how to apply these kind of formattings which are dynamic in nature? So let's understand that part. Okay. So first, how should I decide whether I should have a border in these cells or not? As long as they are filled, it should have a border, right? As soon as there is some value, it should have the border. And specifically, maybe sales can be empty. Maybe May we did not do anything, but the month, if it is there, I need to have that border. So my formatting logic can be derived based on my values in the month column. The logic, because if you are applying conditional formatting, condition should be aware. We should be aware of the condition. So here, can I say that if this is only 3 months, or let's say if this is only 2 months and one header, then it should be only highlighting or formatting these 3 cells. So can I apply like this? I am having home, formatting, and highlight cell rules. So majority of the time you think about this menu that let me highlight based on certain number. But here we are not really worried about the values. We are worried about the tabular format, the borders, okay, the lines in between the table. So we can also create custom rules. New rule. So when I click on new rule, here, look at this. You can apply a formatting based on a formula. Now all you need to think is, what would be that formula which I can write here, and it should give me only 2 values. One, true, and second, false. I cannot write a formula which can give me some other values, okay, random values, numeric or text. I don't want any one of them. I just want the formula which can give me either true or false. True will be satisfying my condition. So always think of that formula which you can type over there. That is the main thing. Now, can you think of any formula which can help me in implementing the borders? Okay, let me show you. If I say this cell is blank, this cell is blank, what is the result which I am getting? False. The result I am getting is false. The result which I am getting is false. Can I say this cell is equal to double quote, then also it's false. Double quote is nothing but blank. Can I also mention something like this, that this cell B4, rather than equal to, I can say not equal to. How to write not equal to? Less than and greater than sign. Is B4 not equal to blank? The result is true. So I have got my logic here now, that whenever the values in column B are not equal to blank, give me the border. Whenever it's false, don't give me the border. I tried a couple of things, like same logic in different ways. What I could write is that B4 greater than, less than, equal to, double quote. This less than and greater than sign together, when we say, it means not equal to. Now look at this. I am selecting an area which is a little bit lengthier, okay, because I am expecting that it might have more number of cells, okay, because I need to plan for more things. Data will increase. So this area I have selected, and the logic should be written based on what you have in the first cell of your selection, top left cell of your selection. Logic should always be written based on that. That's the biggest mistake which people may do. Okay, so I am saying this is my selected area, and in this area, this is my first cell in the top left situation, top left position, B3. So whatever formula I will write for this area, I will write thinking of B3. Okay, I cannot write the formula based on any other cell. I have to write it based on the topmost and the leftmost cell of your selection. And then, okay, let me first complete and I will repeat it. I go to conditional formatting, and I am saying I have a new rule because it is not ready-made from your end, and I can say use a formula to determine which cells to format. And the formula which I will be writing over here, that formula will be based on first cell in your selection. That first cell is nothing but this cell, because I would like to implement that border in my headers also, as well as the rows, additional rows. Okay, B3 is less than or equal to double quote. Now in the current situation, B3 is blank or not? It is not blank, so border should be there. What about C3? C3 should also be there. Okay, but look at this, the way it has picked the formula. Let me zoom it a little bit. The way it has picked the formula, it has applied dollars before B and before 3. Now am I writing this formula only for row number 3, only for row number 4? So if it is not only dedicated for only row number 3, then it should be removed. The dollar should be removed before 3, because we are going to use this logic in all the rows, not only third row, fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever rows we have got in this selection. Am I writing this formula based on only column B? This is the column B. Yes, month will always have something. Maybe the values may be there if there is a sale, or maybe it is blank. So I cannot decide my border based on the value column. It has to be based on the month column. That's why B should be with the dollar. Now this is the logic. This is the logic. Now where is that gone? Okay, sorry, I need to write it again. This cell, dollar before 3 should be avoided, less than, greater than sign, and it is double quote. Now this is the logic, that's fine, but what should I do with this logic? What kind of formatting should be applied? Currently there is no formatting which you have selected. So I will go to the format section and I will say, okay, I don't want any changes in the font. I want changes in the border. What kind of border I want? I want border maybe like this. Okay, I want border like this and click OK. If you want color in the cells also, that can also be possible, but I am clicking OK for now. So it will apply that additional outline to the cell which is in your selection. Now I have selected a bigger range, but when I press OK, it is only applying up to the data which is there, up to the data of last row. Look at this. As soon as I type something over here, September, enter, the borders are automatically applied. I don't need to manually take care of that additional row. As soon as I type one more month, October, November, my borders are automatically applied. They might be having some values, they may not be having some values, I don't know, but as per my current rule, this is the rule: B4 greater than, less than, and double quotes. And I kept the border before B because I wanted column B to be used to decide whether to have the dollars, that borders, or without the borders. Okay, so logic, I think you were looking for repetition, so this is the logic. This is the logic. Let me zoom it. We are just saying something not equal to blank in column B, and this always gives me true or false. This always gives me true or false. Let's say it is empty, then it is false. And you can see the borders are gone. Okay, the borders are gone. And this way I can apply conditional formatting based on something which is not there in the typical conditional formatting menu. These are for beginners. New rule is for super users of conditional formatting. Clear? Okay. If you find it difficult to understand, I would suggest that go through this portion of your recording again and again, and that will give you certain ideas where all you can use it. I've just explained it through some outline of the cells, but it can be done on many ways. And that's it. Now your table formatting is dynamic. When data is added, borders appear. When data is removed, borders disappear. And the same logic can be used for not only borders but anything: highlighting, backgrounds, fonts, anything, whatever you can imagine. This is a small Excel trick, but it changes the way you think. It changes the way how people perceive you, because smart Excel users do not keep fixing the same problems again and again. They build system that fixes it for them. If you found this useful, subscribe to the channel. In the next video, we will use a similar logic inside the bar charts, where automatically maximum bar will be highlighted. Now, just to tell you a fun fact, that charts do not accept conditional formattings, but we will still do it using some other logic. So stay tuned and see you in the next video.